and a bear. Robot and the bear. I'm posting a story announcing that we are live now, so I'm a
Okay.
little distracted. How's it going, everyone? This is Robot and the Bear podcast with your hosts Eric Nakamura and Luke Chu. I believe this is episode 89.
Maybe something like
Or
that.
it might be
89,
90. It might be 90.
90. We have
It might
special
be-
guests, Yusei Abe,
You see
who's
how
in
it-
Blade Runner land. I look at that fish tank. There's a fish swimming around, amazing. And then we have Kelly Sucks. Kelly Sucks.
Hi.
Yes, she sucks.
Kelly
Ooh.
Sucks. The joke. Oh. Anyways,
Aw.
welcome to the stream, everybody.
Yep.
And thanks for being part. Luke, are you still posting? What's going on here?
I'm there's a lot of names to type, on this
You mean
thing.
Eric, ERIC. We got this.
Giant
I got
Robot and Luke Chu and guests. Yusei Abe, Kelly Sucks, live now
Right on.
On YouTube, right?
on your LinkedIn profile.
LinkedIn
So how-
profile?
So the reason why you guys are our special guests is because you just had an opening
Yes.
at Robot
Giant Robot
Gallery.
2, it was called Adrift.
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 Yay.
Why Adrift, may I ask?
Yeah,
What?
that's a good question. Why Adrift?
How did you guys come to this together, or did one of you go I don't know what the fuck's going on. I'm adrift. That works. And
Kelly?
Maybe.
Kelly?
Well, we had lists
Yeah.
of like different names
Mm.
because it was really hard to choose a name. So I suggested, okay, let's make a list, and then when the time comes, we'll just show each other and then choose from there. And then Adrift was just a name that we both chose.
Mm.
Mm.
Yeah, we both have the same Adrift on our list.
Oh, wow.
oh really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
She gave me 8 or 7 or 8, and then I gave her like 4 or 5. Yeah.
Yeah, so it turned out to be a coincidence, but I
Yeah.
felt like, oh, maybe that
Yeah.
was the sign that
Mm.
we should go with that name.
Mm.
Nice. And how does the title of the show apply to the themes of your individual collections?
That's tough. That's actually a tough question sometimes. So, yeah.
Yeah. Well, my theme of my art is always about it's a journey. So mine's like a physically adrift, and then Kelly is
Oh, you're finished? Oh, okay, it's my
Yeah.
turn. All right.
yeah.
I think for me, it's more of like a mental journey,
Yeah.
whereas I always felt like Yusei's is like a physical journey. So I felt like, oh, maybe they do kind of fit
Mm.
together.
Mm.
Because I always try to do things that maybe reflect certain periods in my life or my emotions, and no one knows who they really are. So sometimes you do feel adrift.
Mm.
Wow.
Thank you.
Yeah.
that is the dynamics of two different artists, and their processes in the works that they create, right, Eric?
Yeah. So, did you both start your art project, like this whole series of art pieces at the same time, you think? Because I know you communicated along the way a little bit, right?
Mhm.
Well, you had a lot more done.
Oh,
I
no,
did.
no way. I mean, you have 10, I have 10, and I have a bunch of smalls. That's it. So small pieces don't take that much time. So we're about the same.
Really? I think I did most of my works in this month, the month that it opened up.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's rushing through it.
Wasn't rushing.
so-
I work
yeah.
fast. I work best under pressure.
Oh, she works a lot. So it's like total time is like about the same, I think.
Really?
No, I don't think so.
No way.
Definitely not.
I think some of Yusei's pieces, you said it takes 1 week, right?
Yeah,
for one
because
piece?
I make everything like flames, panels, and you know yeah, it
That's
takes
a
more
lot.
time actually.
I think mine's like 3 or 4 days.
Yeah, still.
Wow.
Yeah. See?
I felt it's with Kelly with your show this year. I felt like you definitely were exploring a lot more like environmental kind of illustrations, whereas
Mhm.
previous shows it was very kind of narrative focused. Like, you know, like
Yeah.
forget what's going on around it. Let's look at what's going here.
Mm.
With Yusei, I kind of feel like this show was a lot more character driven,
Yeah. Right. Mm.
as opposed to like atmospheric, which I think your earlier works,
Mm.
different. So it just kind of dawned on me. It's kind of like two ships going in opposite directions. Where like Kelly, your
That's
previous
cute.
shows were a lot more like character focused, and this time it was a lot. You incorporate a lot more environmental elements,
Mm.
and you say you definitely had a lot more. You still have a lot of environmental stuff going on. Your work is always very, atmospheric, but like in the forefront were a lot more like character kind of
Mm.
things. A lot more. It was a lot more narrative driven. At least that's the impression I got. What do you think, Eric?
I'm so close to it. I kind of don't even notice some of the things that you're saying. I'm kind of like amazed. I'm like, Luke, you've got good eyes because
Yeah.
I'm so close to it. Sometimes I don't notice at all. So I did notice though for Yusei's pieces this time, there was like a cat and a girl. It seems like that are in a lot of the pieces together,
Mm.
and sometimes they're small, so you might not notice them. But it's like this duo, kind of like on some kind of a journey.
Mm.
And I noticed, I mean, maybe more than half of them have the cat and the girl. I think.
Yeah, I think actually most of them.
Yeah, there's a few that don't, right? So I wasn't sure.
Mm.
So yeah, no, most definitely. And Kelly's also, I think, this time what's different is a little bit of technique too, because you use Duralar, right? A clear plastic sheet, and I guess you paint on both sides, and then it kind of creates a softer effect when you paint on the back. I guess
Mhm.
is that true?
Yep.
It does, right?
Yeah.
Slightly softer. So things
What,
like
what,
a blush cheek or whatever is,
Yeah, that
you know,
looks.
it looks a little more like airbrushed when it's not.
Mm.
Mhm.
what is Duralar?
It's a piece of plastic.
Is
You know,
it
like
vellum or is it
Like
overhead projector
Mylar?
sheet. Overhead projector sheet.
What do they
Yeah,
call
so
it?
it's
Like acetate?
clear.
Acetate, but a frosty surface.
Is it frosty? I
It
couldn't.
is frosty.
Yeah,
It
it's
Yeah.
is frosty. Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't even realize that.
I think I'm gonna guess Duralar is a brand name of
Mm.
some clear, like frosty acetate, right?
Yeah, it's just a
Yeah.
acetate sheet.
I'm gonna guess. It's just like saying lucite or or whatever it is. Right? It's just a proper name of plexiglass or plastic. Sorry,
Mm.
plexiglass is also a proper name. Did you know that?
Oh,
Like plexiglass is actually a brand.
oh, I didn't know
Like
that.
Reynolds wrap.
Yeah, or toilet, or what do you call it? Not toilet paper. That's the actual generic.
Like Kleenex.
Like
Yeah,
taking
like Kleenex, like Xerox.
Mm.
Xerox, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Why did you decide to go that route with the materials, Kelly? That's kind of, you know,
I actually
I
saw
don't know.
this artist on Instagram. Their name is Jaw Cooper. I don't know if you know them,
Joku.
but
I do.
yeah, Jaw Cooper. So they did a show and they were showing their process on Instagram of what they were doing.
Mm.
And they said it's really good for like line work, like graphite. You can get really smooth lines and you need to be confident. So I decided to like maybe try it out because tattooing obviously like you need to have solid lines.
Mm.
And then I ended up really liking it, and then I wanted to use it for the show since watercolor is still something I'm still learning and I'm not super confident in that. But the Duralar is like something that I was really happy with the end result for, so decided to go with that.
Does I know you've incorporated color in your previous works. Weren't those watercolors as well?
Yeah, watercolors, yeah, only really for like the traditional artworks, I try to use like color, whereas my tattoos are just black and gray, sometimes red.
Mm.
Hmm. Now, do you feel that yeah, I think Eric mentioned something about like painting on the backside creates a different kind of effect, more maybe like a lighter, more blended effect. Did
Yeah.
you like how do you like even like choose something like that?
I mean, I did a lot of tests on like another sheet of Duralar that I wasn't gonna use, but if you put the color on the back, it's gonna have like this frosty haze over it. So if I wanted to mute a color, I would just put it on the back. But if I wanted a color to be more vibrant, then I'll put it in the back and the front. So
Oh,
yeah, so the blush is in the back and front because I wanted that more vibrant, and then the rest is in the back.
Mm.
Same with
Do
line
you
work too.
do you see that like you mentioned something about confidence in your line? Like I'm guessing that like this material isn't particularly like good with like erasing or something like that, or is
Actually
it?
really good at erasing. I was surprised about that. Even like pen, and yeah, when I was using pen, you could easily erase too. But I think it's just when you do like a light mark, it shows up really dark.
Mm.
So you can't really like shade lightly with it.
Mm.
I
Oh,
see.
hmm.
Is that why
Okay.
you used a brush? Like, what is it? For like,
Makeup brush.
yeah, you used a makeup brush. You
Oh,
said.
yeah, for the blush part to make it blend out.
Mm.
Because that's
Then
like
I,
really, but then wouldn't that be even more, I don't know, lighter than a paintbrush, for example? Wouldn't that even be more fluffier, more lighter?
the color seems to be okay. I mean, it's different from line work versus applying color.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I see.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's just funny because you used a makeup brush to apply makeup, basically. Right? It's kind of on your.
Yeah.
It's funny. Yeah,
Mm.
that's pretty clever.
Wow.
How about you, Yusei? Like, what's tell us a little
Did you
bit of
use
like.
Yeah, tell us about the makeup brush. No, I'm kidding. But
Makeup brush.
yeah, on your eyebrows right now, you probably use makeup brush.
Did I?
I'm kidding.
Oh,
Like you usually work on paper, right?
no. Actually, I usually work on the wooden panel
Oh, really?
that I make. Yeah, but this time I use washi paper. I mean, washi
Mhm.
paper is like a Japanese traditional. How do you say, like a hand? Um,
Oh,
what is it
handmade
called?
paper.
Handmade. Yeah, handmade paper.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and you mount it on the wood type of thing.
Yeah, it's called mizubari. It's a technique of Nihonga. So basically what you do is wet the washi paper first, and then so paper gets kind of stretched out, right? And then just wrap the wood panel, and then when it gets dried, it shrinks. So the surface gets really, kind of
Like,
tight and smooth, you know.
mm,
Wow.
Yeah.
you don't have to use that adhesive to.
Some people actually use adhesive, I mean the glue called Yamatonori or something. I don't know. I did, but I didn't. I actually, I don't think I need it. Because it's
Do
really
you,
tight. So it's really tight and then doesn't really move on wood panel. So
Wow.
I don't think it's necessary.
And that's
do you,
good for, and that seems like it's almost dangerous for the pens you use. But I guess it gets so dry and so flat.
Yeah.
It just seems like it would be bumpy or maybe like, no, it's not.
No, really.
It
It
didn't.
just
That
depends on
smooth.
what kind of paper you use, I think.
Y-
Yeah,
uh,
there's some like a washi has really like a, how do you say, roughy surface, like a cold press. But the paper I use was more like a hot press and it has a really smooth surface already. So, mm. Well,
you're pretty,
it's
you're
definitely
really.
better than drawing on wood.
Mm. Well, so your previous works were like directly onto panels.
Yeah, yeah. But but I still had to prepare the surface, of course. So it took me, a long time still. But mm,
Do you feel that? I mean, you moved back to Japan, And do you feel like, and so a lot of these materials are probably a lot more accessible to you. Do you
Uh,
feel that, like, being back in Japan, like, kind of helped, like, and maybe inspire the materials choices?
uh, actually, yes, yes, because in the here US, you guys have like wood panels. It's already made, right, at the whatever art store is. But Japan, it's really hard to find. So, oh, they do have it, but it has how do you say? Um, what is it called? The wood. You guys use like a Shina plywood or something, right? It has a really smooth surface, so it's really easy to draw on top. But the one Japan
A
has,
lot of pressed wood, like part of the board kind of
yeah,
stuff that's like wood and resin pressed into like really dense panel kind of stuff.
yeah.
And particle board stuff too.
Oh, okay.
think.
Well, but the one Japan has is more like it's really rough, so you have to prepare it anyway. So last year I made wood panels by myself. I went to the home center and then bought a bunch of wood, and I spent a lot of time to figure out how to make wood panels as in like a professional quality. Yeah.
Jeez, I can't even imagine. I would have figured that you would probably have to prime them like layers and layers and layers and layers and layers of primer
Oh,
after like hours and hours and hours of sanding.
Well, yeah, but I actually didn't, because if you do that, then I cannot use watercolor, right? Yeah, if you use like acrylic, then it's okay, because acrylic, keep just sitting on top. But watercolor, the wood has to be like, how do you say, like it cannot be primed.
Oh, because it will never soak in.
So okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So for this show, why did you have to prepare the wood panels if you were gonna cover it with the paper?
So yeah, so I didn't do that this time. So
Oh, I see.
yeah. I just sanded off a little bit, sanded down a little bit.
Okay.
Kelly, I know, like a lot of, I think more and more people I know are getting tattoos by you.
I want to.
Right? Oh, you want one too?
I mean, I wish I could. Yeah, I mean, but I'm in Japan now, so I don't know.
Okay.
Maybe I
Is
can.
that is tattoo discrimination still pretty prevalent in Japan? I kind of figured that, like, I keep hearing that it's kind of more relaxed these days.
I'm not too sure about it, but it's I don't know.
You don't see much of it still, though.
Right.
Yeah.
It's getting better, I think, because
Probably more in the city, right?
yeah, and then also people have more chance to see it in city areas, because yen is so weak against US dollar, and a lot of people start going to Japan. Who, I mean,
You mean all of those Sofubi people that are like tattooed?
maybe.
Right.
No, it's just a bunch, just people in general with tattoos. I guess there's just more in Japan. I was joking. The Sofubi maker, it's just a whole style. They all got a lot of tattoos.
Yeah.
But it's still a taboo thing, right? Like you can't do it you can't tattoo in public, right?
You can, but you cannot go, let's say, like a public bath, and well, some of them are okay with it, but not most of them, maybe not.
I thought you can't tattoo like actually do tattoos in a shop that says tattoos. Stop in, get a tattoo.
That's Korea.
I heard
Japan
in Japan
is
too.
legal.
Yeah, Japan is legal.
Is it?
Yeah.
It's legal, but have you ever seen a tattoo shop in Japan?
Actually,
that just says tattoos?
I do get mine. I get mine from Japan in walk-in shops.
Really?
Yeah.
You're in Tokyo, right?
Yeah. I get mine usually from like this walk-in shop in Harajuku.
Wow.
Is that more recent? Because one of Yosuke's friends is a tattoo artist, and he said it's totally taboo. His shop is hidden.
Wow.
And
I think it's more recent. I think within the last like 5 years they made it legal. Yeah.
Okay, because it's more than 5 years ago. He said it was his shop is unmarked and it's hidden.
Mhm.
So
Yeah, I don't know. It's still kind of hard to get tattoo in Japan.
your
Mm.
your parents would be mad.
Oh no,
Luke, are you going to get a tattoo by Kelly?
well,
Yeah.
if I get one, then yeah.
Sure.
Okay.
I would love to have a tattoo done by Kelly.
Oh, I'd be
Do they have-
down. Mari's-san also asked me for a tattoo.
Who did?
Who?
Mari?
Mari. Oh,
Oh, really? Wow.
nice.
There it is. See, a lot of giant robot people get tattoos.
From
Yeah,
Kelly?
Even
thanks
our
for bringing me
customers.
clients, Eric.
Yeah, more and more. It's awesome. Yeah, no, it's an honor. But then, does that
What about
change
you,
your
Eric?
artwork at all? No, I don't have a tattoo.
Would you get a tattoo from Kelly?
No, my mom would get mad. She would get so mad. It's not even worth it. She would get so mad it wouldn't be worth it. I'd be like, oh man. Even now, she would just still get mad.
She thought Yosuke's
Wow.
was pretty cool,
Yeah.
I think. Or unless he lied to me to save my
She
feelings.
thought it was maybe she thought it was cool, but at first she was like, "Why did he get that? Why is he getting another one?" You know, like she's questioning all that stuff. But no, she probably liked it. Ultimately, she likes art. So does that change your artwork at all? Because now you're doing more. It seems like you're doing more tattoos than artwork.
Yeah. I think it has changed my artwork because now I think a lot about like lines and less about shading with like graphite or something.
Mm.
So yeah, I think it helped make my lines cleaner for like traditional artwork.
Mm.
Wow, I love that when something else, like a whole different field, can actually change up your work. You know, it's just interesting when that happens.
Mm.
If you have hobbies or another vocation. But Luke, do you have one? You don't, huh? Does Gundam model
You don't have
kits?
hobbies.
No, he has Gundam model kits, but I don't know if that
I
changes
have
your art.
hobbies for sure. But
Eating
no,
really yummy
no.
food. I don't think so, right? Like
No, I mean, ideas come from weird places, right? Like you just
that's true.
never know where like an idea is going to like manifest. And so like and I don't like drawing my ideas. I actually like writing my ideas out.
Mm.
And then like if I revisit it, like because I have ideas like backed up for like 10 12 years and that I haven't painted yet. And like when I'm like hunting for ideas, I'll scroll through like the notes that I've taken, and I'll look at them and I'll reread them and I'll be like, I'll try and remember what I originally had planned because I use usually like just really vague words to kind of like kind of intentionally, just so that like I don't like come in with a set like image when I read it and see if those words kind of jog some ideas in my head and how I would interpret it now.
Are you using you're using Apple like the notes or something maybe?
Yeah.
On your phone?
Mm.
Occasionally I'll like just like like I'll clip an image for color references. Like I'll see a painting and I like the way that the colors the color choices, and I'll just drop it in there. Or if I want to like remake a painting or a sculpture but do it with bears, I'll do that too. So but processes like I can't think of a particular, like, because all I do is paint. Like my dumbass paintings, I don't really like have any other artistic occupations that kind of could be able to that can push me into different directions, like say Kelly's tattooing or
You say, what about you? I don't know. Do you have anything like that?
Not really.
Well, I mean, in Luke's case, it's sort of ideas, and I kind of see that because you looking around on the internet, finding weird memes, going on trips. I think all that informs Luke's kind of like strange. I would say strange puns, but they're also like memes. They're also like your ideas are kind of like clever and they're tricky and they're often maybe a dad joke, hidden in there. But I think all that added together it makes sense to me completely. Actually, is like it's not a vocation, but it's something else. So
Mm,
I don't know.
well, whenever
I see it.
yeah, whenever I try to get ideas, I mean, what to draw, I always trying to go sleep. And so whenever I get the idea, it's like half sleep and half awake. And I always keep my sketchbook under my pillow, and whatever come up with, I draw it down. And so
Mhm.
it's not it's not a
That's
dream,
a
but it's
difficult space to like, want to get to want to like harvest ideas, because I would just want to go to sleep. Like,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
fuck it, I'm fucking tired.
yeah, same. But it's yeah. But that's the best timing, actually. Best time to, you know, think about art. Actually, I don't know why.
Wow.
Yeah, I've been doing this for a long time. So,
Like right before you go to sleep?
actually, like when I take nap or something. Mm,
Mm.
mm.
Wow, what an excuse to take a nap.
Yeah,
I
that's
know,
I love it.
I know, right?
just the
I got to get to
process,
work,
leave me
everybody.
alone.
I got to get to work. Oh, I'm gonna
Yeah.
take a nap.
Yeah,
I got to get to work though.
yeah.
Oh,
That's part of my job. So I'm not,
interesting.
I'm not, yeah, ditching.
I feel like
I'm
that makes a
curious.
lot of sense. Oh, sorry.
Oh, no, go ahead.
I was gonna say I feel like it makes a lot of sense because looking at Yusei's work, it feels like you're looking into a dream,
Sure.
which a lot of
I
like your
agree.
past shows is something about a dream.
Mm, yeah.
Okay, sorry, Luke.
I was going to get into like symbolism, um, that Yusei has been, like the cats and
Mm.
the environments that you create, and like what you know like, do you think metaphorically when you're doing these things, do you think to yourself like, I'm choosing a cat because of these you know behaviors that cats have, or something like that?
It's a part of the reason, I think, but also I don't know. People around me, of course, myself too. We love cats, so maybe that's a biggest
It
reason. I
is
think.
the internet's favorite animal right now.
Yeah, yeah, right. And then of course, I like cats. My parents like cats. My girlfriend likes cats too, and I don't know. Mm.
Do
We
you have
always.
cats around that you kind of use as reference or anything like that?
Actually, yes, yes. I have 3 cats, so
That's quite a bit of cat. That's a lot of cat there.
it's all cat there. Yeah,
Are they indoor cats or outdoor cats?
they're
Or
indoor.
both?
Indoor. Mm.
I think you're definitely a cat daddy.
Cat daddy.
That's a thing, I guess, right? I think there's a documentary called Cat Daddies,
Cat daddy.
but
Okay.
you are most definitely a cat daddy if you have 3.
Yeah.
That's a high level of cat, because that means there's a lot of litter,
Mm.
you know.
Mhm.
It means you got to put up with that, and that's
A lot of
much.
maintenance there.
Yes.
A lot of cleanup.
Yeah, like 3 times a day, more than that maybe.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh.
They poop a lot. Yeah. Especially the middle one. That guy never stopped eating, and then keep just pooping. Like, wait, it's such a you know. Yeah, I don't know.
That's why you need indoor outdoor cats. Cats that you can let out,
Mm,
to do their business,
yeah,
and then back in,
yeah.
when um, like when you want to like spend time with them. Like,
Mm.
my sister actually has indoor outdoor cats,
Oh, okay.
3 of them, and they're actually like brother and sisters.
Mm.
And she
Uh,
has no litter box?
she
Is
has a
what you're
litter
saying?
box.
Oh,
She
okay.
keeps one, but like that's like when it's late at night and the cats can't wake her up,
Mm.
and they have to use the litter box. Then
Wow.
there's one there, but most of the time, like, yeah, they like in the morning, like they'll wake her up at like 5 in the morning. Manny, that they let her she lets them
Wow.
outside,
Mm.
and then they'll come back to eat, and then they'll demand to go back outside again.
Wow.
Um,
And Kelly, tell us about your cat.
I see it. I see
I have
him.
just one cat.
I
He's
see
a
him right
boy,
there.
indoor cat. Yeah,
Tonkatsu.
tonkatsu. Yep. Are you awake?
There we go.
He's awake. Yeah. He's a very chill cat. But he's
How
only
long
like
you
2
have
years
him?
old, so he's still kind of young.
Wow.
But he's big though. Ragdolls grow up
He
to be
looks
like 20 pounds or so.
Oh wow.
Yeah. I
That's
think
a
he's
big
like
cat.
maybe 15 pounds right now.
Still, that's already a big cat.
Oh.
Yeah, he's pretty
Yeah,
big.
those are
Yeah.
big cats.
Can you pick him
Mhm.
up? Can you still
I
pick
can pick
him
him up. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
up?
Well, I
Show
hope
us your
so.
cats.
15 pounds and you can't.
Yeah,
I don't
but let's say
like.
yeah.
Pick him up now. Show him off to us. We all want to
Should
see
I-
the cat.
Did I see
Yeah.
you?
Yeah.
He does look really big if I hold him. I hold you. Come here.
Because a lot of cats,
Wanna
like
say
I think
hi?
my cats I have are like 9 pounds or 8 pounds.
Wow.
This
He's a
one's got
long
Oh
boy.
my
Oh,
That's a
It's
big
like a
cat.
cat show.
Wow.
That's a
It's
big
like-
cat. That's a big
Wow.
cat. Wow.
Looks even bigger on
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And what's it called?
Tonkatsu.
You,
No,
Tonkatsu's his name. Oh, Ragdoll?
Ragdoll is a name of a breed.
Ragdoll.
Yeah.
Wow,
Hey,
unfamiliar.
Because
Tonkatsu.
they kind
ma-
of
the-
limp
the-
when you hold them like this. They
Uh,
just like
Hey, Tonkatsu.
Maine Coons is the one that gets even bigger, right? It's a cat that just gets ginormous.
yeah, that's also a big
Mhm.
cat too.
Yeah,
Mm.
I think that one gets even bigger anyways.
Oh,
So,
you're tired.
How many cats do you
Sorry.
have, Eric?
but you say you continue back to art. You say you still continue to put camels in your art.
Camels?
Camels.
What is it?
You know the desert,
Camel.
the desert horse looking thing that's got a hump.
Okay.
Yeah. Why do you have camels in your art at all?
It's a
you
camels,
even-
right?
Do you have
Yeah. Well,
yeah,
that-
you know, like the cigarette brand or
yeah, camels. Yeah,
it's not like you have camels in
yeah.
Japan. There are no camels in Japan.
in my world, imaginary world, camels are like a way of transport. I mean, a transportation, right? I mean, just a friend actually. Well, I don't know why. I
Okay.
never thought why. Well, I just like camels to draw. As a friend of the character I draw, so
Why not
but
horses?
horse, it's too boring. Just kidding. Just kidding. Well,
Wow.
horse, I like camels better than horses. I don't know. Have you ever seen have you ever heard about the festival, maybe the Turkey has like a camel festival?
Mm.
No? So you
I know they have one somewhere in the Middle East. They have like camel races and all these other like festivities around camels.
yeah, it's not a race, but you actually shape how do you say it? Like they shape the like a camel hairs and then they create the pattern on them and then
Oh, really?
yeah, it's really fun to look at actually. It's really fun. It's beautiful. Uh,
Oh.
I think Japanese woman, I don't know why she was in that festival, but she won 2 years ago, last year. I don't know. It's beautiful. You should look it up.
Or the design that she shaved on a camel.
Yeah. It's a really,
Oh.
really complicated design. It's really I don't know. It's impressive. Really good.
That's interesting. I've actually been watching this video of this guy, going from Egypt to Japan with no planes.
Mm.
So like just been like hoofing it and like taking like trains and whatever, like from Egypt to like all the different Stan countries, and then like I
Like
think
douchebagistan too, right?
Pakistan.
one of them. He hasn't like he's still like somewhere like on the east side, eastern end of the Middle East,
Mm.
but like there's camels,
Mm.
and
He's actually trying to still get to Japan. This is like an ongoing
he's
series.
still he's like on day
Wow.
140.
Oh my
Mm.
gosh. He's
Yeah,
still
it's,
in Egypt. He sounds like he's still
no,
in Egypt.
No, I mean he's like probably like in Uzbekistan or something like that.
Oh, wow.
You know, and just
It's
you know
cutting through
hasn't
the
really,
old, yeah.
yeah, like taking the Silk Road kind of stuff, and you know I'm sure he'll probably enter India soon enough, and you know it's just kind of interesting because like you know he's like staying in like what are they, yurts or something like that, like this weird tent, you know, things that like nomadic tribes kind of like move around in, and I think they have like places for tourists to go stay at and whatever. And you know, it looks horrible. I would never do that. But just fly me into my fucking destination and like fly me back out. I'm, you know, that's as much adventure I'd want to go on. Anyways, so
We had a question from the internet. If you'd want to, do I want to ask that? Oh, nice new background, Yusei. Here's a question from somebody online who goes by Mild Pain. I guess you must know them, Kelly, right? Maybe.
sounds like a Kelly friend.
Mild Pain. Anyways, it says, how do you handle being unmotivated while still having the need to produce work? The weird thing is, that question for me, I'm going to break in. That doesn't ever happen.
No.
Ooh,
I'm never unmotivated. Fuck
hot
no.
take. Please
No.
elaborate.
You're never
Well,
tired.
Unmotivated, that's different than tired. I fall asleep every day, right? I get tired, I fall asleep. But unmotivated? Shit. No, I am motivated all the time to do all kinds of shit. There's
I
no
think you're an
unmotivated.
outlier. Well, there
Yeah.
are some days where people don't want to do anything and be on the hustle and grind culture.
But that's a little different still because there are days where I might not want to do it, but that doesn't mean I'm unmotivated. If I got a deadline, I'm gonna do it. There's no unmotivated and I still have a deadline. No way. If there's a deadline I gotta meet, I'm gonna work till I'm done. Then after that, I'll be like, yeah, I'm unmotivated now, or whatever you want to call lazy or tired. But if there's a deadline, no.
Doesn't unmotivated mean like you just don't want to do it, but that doesn't mean that you won't do it. It just means you don't want to do it, but sometimes you just have to.
Yeah.
Like I take a shit and I don't want to wipe my ass. No, that I still want to wipe it every time.
So it's
Because
so
it's awesome.
I'm glad you
It's
do.
the only reason why you
I'm
have to do
joking.
it is because of the
I
consequences.
think.
I'm joking about that part, but it's my bad. You guys all froze. It was awesome. You guys all froze because it was the worst example that made no sense. But no, the whole point. That's so fucked up. No. I don't know. I usually I'm on it. So for me, but anyways, no. How do you guys handle that? Because for me, I don't think that really happens.
I don't know. For me, I don't do anything. I'll wait.
Mm.
That's the healthiest way of doing it. Unless you're like on a strict deadline.
But what do you wait for?
Wait for me wanna be draw again.
But then you can do that. I mean, do you have time
I
to
mean,
do that?
well, of course, if there's a deadline, then I have to do it. So it doesn't,
So, because I think the question was, how do you handle being unmotivated? So, if you are, it means you've got to do something, or if you do nothing, you're going to miss your deadline, right?
That's right. Yeah. Well. Billy.
I think for me, I'm always close to a deadline because I wait too long.
Oh, same. Procrastinating.
I think the best inspiration comes during those times, though. That's why I also like to work close to the deadline because then it really puts that pressure on me.
Right.
But inspiration comes when you're just forced to draw. And then while you're already drawing, you'll think of other ideas and you'll like maybe even start to flesh out the sketch that you were already drawing, or like you'll think of something, like you'll draw one thing and then think of another idea, and then it just kind of flows better that way once you're actually putting the pen to paper, so to speak.
Oh, that's same. Deadline helps. Deadline. Always,
Because I guess as artists, you might not have as many deadlines, right? I mean, if you're not having as many shows or something. But I mean, as a tattoo artist, you have jobs all the time.
Yeah.
You
But I
you
mean,
have to be.
people
you-
tell
can you be
me
on?
what
you
they
can be
want.
unmotivated and still tattoo. I'd feel bad. Like the client will be
I don't
like,
know
"Oh,
about
you're not into
yeah.
it. I'm unmotivated, but I'm gonna do a tattoo on you." I'd be like so bummed. I'd be like,
Oh
"Please
no,
don't
that's
fuck this up."
yeah, that's work mode. You can't
I
really.
see.
That's in someone's skin for life. So you want to be 100% present if you're doing that.
Do you have any like a daily kind of like a routine you always do before you tattoo somebody?
Um, I mean, I do like to like at least rest at least like 10 minutes before like a client comes in and just prepare my mind to like switch from I just woke up 30 minutes ago to now I'm in the studio. So I don't like to like roll up out of the bed and then rush to work and set up and then get straight to tattooing. Like I want to relax my mind and my body before I meet up with a client and talk to them and see
Mm,
like how to make their experience better.
mm,
So how
many-
much is tattooing like talking? Like, you know, like when you go get a haircut or I'm assuming nails done or something like that,
mm.
there's a conversation happening, right?
About
There's some
prices or
no, no, no. It's like a salon. Like you're chilling out, getting a
oh,
tattoo, and are they usually got headphones in and they're tuned out, or are they talking? Usually, you're part of it isn't this experience of them talking to you too.
it depends. Some people they just want to relax and sometimes they'll even take a nap or just be on their phone or watch something and if
Wow.
I try to read their body language to see like okay, maybe they don't want to talk and that honestly helps me because I can't really work and talk at the same time. I'm a lot faster if I'm just tattooing. But if someone is like kind of nervous, then I'll try to like talk to them to keep their mind off of the pain at least like the first 30 minutes before I really get into it.
Mm.
But yeah, it
I
just
think
depends.
if I got a tattoo from you, I'd probably just want to talk to you the whole time. Would be terrible. I'll get the most effed up tattoo probably. And my
It'd be
mom
a
will get even more
5-hour
mad.
session.
And my mom will get really mad. She'd be like, "This is a weird looking one." But, I don't know. I made her talk too much.
Are you tattooing full time?
Yeah, tattooing full time.
What
I was
does
tattooing full time while working on this show too.
what
Mm.
does that schedule look like?
I usually tattoo 4 times a week.
Oh.
Only one client a day, but I'll usually finish around like 6 p.m. or 8 p.m. 6 to 8 p.m. I'll finish work. I
Mm.
What
start
time?
my day at 12 though.
Wait, one client would be all day. I
Because
mean,
usually I get like 5 to 6 inch piece most of the time. I don't really get like small 3-inch tattoos.
Mm.
oh, that
So
takes that long. I'm sorry, I had no idea how long they take.
I mean that
Wow.
includes like setting up, taking photos, putting on a stencil, cleaning up afterwards, and then most of the times I lag after a tattoo. I'll just like sit there and just be silent, and
Mm.
then I'll like finish up and then go home.
Wow. Takes a whole day, so.
Sometimes, yeah.
Oh, I for some reason I thought you would do 3 in a day, and it'd be like, I don't
That's what
know.
I thought too.
I
Some
had no
people
idea.
do. Yeah, but I mean, depends on size and detail and all that. So
How
Wow.
much original work are you doing as a tattoo artist, or like do a lot of your clients come in with like you know I don't know ideas and that you have to work around, or do they want like
I would say like they'll usually come in with an idea of what they want and but they still want it in my style. So
Mm.
it's kind of like a prompt and then I'll draw it up and then give them some options to see if they like it.
Mm.
uh, I, I'd say, obviously there's a lot of different tattoo artists out there. Like I'm sure like a Venice Beach tattoo place, is, they have like style books and like I want stars here and here and, stuff like that. Like
An
I'm
anchor,
assuming
like an
yeah,
anchor.
yeah. I want an anchor right here and mom right there. Like I'm assuming you don't get those kind of clients.
No, I think I mean when I was working at a walk-in shop, sometimes most of the time for walk-ins, people will come in with an idea, the exact thing that they already want.
Mm.
So then you just kind of look at it and then just do it for them. If it's like, script on their arm or something, like you don't have to do anything.
Mm.
But now since I'm private studio, people are booking with me specifically for my style. They're not going to book with me for like
Wow.
a little like Hello Kitty tattoo or something. Like they'll come all the way to me for me to draw something specific that only they would get.
And you're doing about 4 of these a week.
Hmm.
Wow, that's a lot of people. Like,
Yeah, it's a lot of
it-
drawing per week. Yeah.
wow.
Mm.
That's amazing.
Yeah, that's
And
amazing.
are you like, I mean, it feels like quite a few days out of a week. Have you been able to like find yourself easily adjusting, your rates, to like,
The economy
like
and things slowing
to
down.
counteract the demand? Because like, like instead of doing 4, tattoos a week, it'd be great to do one super nice tattoo across 4 days. And for like, stupid amounts of money. Right?
I don't
Or
think I'm
something.
at that point yet, but that would be nice.
Mm, yeah. Well, I mean, how long have you been tattooing for?
Oh, like 3 years now.
Wow.
That's not a
Mhm.
lot of time.
Yeah, it's not a
So,
lot of time.
Mm.
Yeah, you hit the ground running. It seemed like right away everyone's like, I want a Cali tattoo.
Mm.
Oh, I
Right?
think
It was like really fast.
that was thanks to Giant Robot.
I hope not. I think it's just thanks to you. You're awesome.
Did
But
you have any like a training time before 3 years?
Training time.
Mm-hmm.
I was an apprentice for like 6 months, something like that. Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, so that's when I learned how to tattoo because I already came in like having my own art style and my own portfolio, so I didn't really need to do that. I just went straight into learning how to tattoo
mm,
because usually apprenticeships they can be like a year or multiple years long, depending. But yeah,
mm,
I've
six
heard
months is
some
pretty fast.
I've heard some that apprenticeships are like really harsh. Like you're basically don't even touch a tattoo gun and you're sweeping. Like you're doing
Mm,
actually,
it could
you know,
be. Yeah,
technically you're doing like shit work, what would be shit work.
mm,
yeah.
Uh
I think
for
that's
a
a
long
very
time.
outdated way of thinking. Yeah,
Yeah, but that's how it was, right? For
yeah,
until like even just a few years ago, it seemed like people were still doing that for years, like maybe
yeah,
3 years of like a harsh apprenticeship.
yeah. I definitely like know people who went through that, and nowadays it's pretty rare unless
Yeah,
you're like
everyone's
apprenticing
like,
at a very old school shop. Yeah,
everyone's like, fuck that shit.
yeah,
I'm not gonna fucking sweep your fucking hair.
mm,
And no, it's
yeah,
times have changed. No one's willing to do that shit anymore. It's
yeah.
crazy.
mm,
A lot of people are teaching themselves too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
mm,
You think that's a generation thing? The the desire to like, like not put up with whatever. Like, Eric as a business owner,
mm,
like, you probably get a lot of different people from a lot of different age groups who want to work at or apply to work at
mm,
the shop.
everyone wants to start off doing everything right, like right off the bat. But you can kind of learn it. It's not that difficult. But I think it's more like there's a lot of artists that come in who just start art
mm.
or aspiring artists, sorry, and they just started and they want a solo show like tomorrow,
Oh wow.
right? There's a lot of that
Oh,
where they think that they're ready, and I'm like, you've been doing art for like 3 months.
wow. Mm.
That they don't have an Instagram, they don't have anything,
Oh, did
and
they just come up to you in the shop and like ask you?
all the time.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
Oh,
happens all
that's
the
very
time, and
confident. I wish I had that
yeah, and
confidence.
then the paintings are huge, right? Oftentimes the paintings are. I'm like, wow, so your smallest one is a 16 by 20, and you just started, and they're just like whipping out paintings quick, and they're ready for a solo show. That's what
Mm,
they kind of hope for.
Wow.
mm,
So yeah, that happens kind of often.
mm.
Yeah.
I see.
Interesting.
So I have a question. I have a question for Kelly. So do you think it's okay to be tattoo artist without having any tattoos on like, themselves?
Oh.
Do you trust people
Mm.
like that?
That's it's kind of controversial. Like it's
Okay.
been talked about in the tattoo community before.
Mm,
Personally, for me, I would want to go to a tattoo artist who has tattoos because if I have a question about like, oh, if I get like a tattoo on my collarbone area, like how was the pain for you?
I
Like they
see.
can speak from experience and share that with me, and that would help make me feel better.
Mm, I see.
Yeah.
Ah.
What if they have really good portfolios and then, you know,
There are artists like that. Yeah.
yeah? Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah, there are. Yeah. I mean,
Mm,
their art must be really good then.
I see. I
Because
see.
I think most
That's,
people would be kind of nervous about like, oh, you're a tattoo artist, but you've never experienced a tattoo.
Mm,
that's a lot different than a skinny chef, right? You know, that's kind of like, don't trust a skinny chef. Like you've heard that as a dumb idiom. I
Oh.
mean, and I think that's a lot different, but you know what I mean? That it probably doesn't exactly resonate the same way at all.
mm,
But you know what I mean? That's something that people say, and I'm always like, well, maybe people are just in shape now. I don't know. You know,
mm.
I'm not sure. That's an interesting question.
Yeah, I was wondering. Because I have an experience too. Like a lot of people ask me if I can do tattooing, and then I know how hard that is. So I'm like, oh no way. And then you know, I don't have any tattoo on me as well. And then oh,
I mean, you could make like tattoo designs.
oh yeah, that's
Yeah.
yeah. Maybe you're the only person who can do my line work. I don't know.
Oh, I noticed too, Kelly, you've tattooed other artists' art, like Yosuke art, right?
Yeah,
You
yeah.
tattooed a Yosuke.
Hmm.
Have you done, what other artists have you tattooed? I think there's probably a decent list, right?
Oh, yeah. I've done Audrey Kawasaki.
Mm.
I'm trying to think of like the giant robot ones.
Did you do a Murakami or a Nara or something like that?
Yeah,
Have you done that?
I've done plenty of Nara, Aya Takano, Murakami.
I know you do. Yama. What Takato?
Oh, Takato.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I do a lot of his works too.
Mm.
I feel like
You
I'm
haven't
doing
done any
off
tiny.
the top of my head.
Yeah, Luke Chu? No,
I
No, not
haven't. I
yet.
haven't done a Luke
no.
Chu yet.
You've done a giant robot.
I have done a giant robot.
Mm.
Sorry, Luke.
I don't know. My tattooed fans are the tattoos are drying up. I guess. I still get people DMing me asking me if it was okay to get my stuff get for them to get my stuff tattooed, but not usually encourage it. I'm
You
like,
don't.
yes, get my work immortalized in your body, please. And then send me
I
the
mean,
photo.
what about like Junji Ito? You must have tattooed a lot of those
Oh
too,
yeah,
right?
yeah. A lot of
Mm.
his
Yeah.
I've
too.
seen.
Yeah.
I've seen it.
A lot of manga and anime stuff too. I have. Yeah.
What was the hardest? Who was the hardest artist to do?
Takato Yamamoto for
Oh,
sure.
okay.
Yeah, his stuff is so detailed. But
Mm,
his stuff is my favorite to do because it is so detailed.
mm. Oh,
It's
you
like
have
a
a you have his
test of
post.
endurance.
Okay.
Oh yeah, yeah. I have
In the
his. I
back.
have like a bunch of his books too. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Do you ever like turn people down and go like, no, I'm not going to do that. Like,
Oh,
Yeah.
let's just. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. If I can tell like maybe I'm not the right artist for them, like they're asking for a completely different style
mm,
that I don't do, then yeah, I would tell them. But most of the time people are really open, like they want to work with me, so they'll, you know, change their ideas or adapt to what I think might fit better. Because
mm.
Where's your
sometimes people
studio?
might come in with a bunch of different ideas and it looks bad. It's in K Town.
Oh, okay. Is it
Mhm.
like kind of like tucked away kind of space, or is there like
Uh,
like
do you know where
a
the
store?
American Cement building is? It's across from MacArthur Park.
Okay. No, no idea where that is.
Oh,
I mean, I know where the park is, but
yeah,
I
it's
don't.
the building like right next to it. It's like this huge like live work building. So people live there, some people work there. So
Mm,
Was I could that's I mean all around. Yeah, that park's pretty big. First off,
is it? Wait, are you
yeah,
thinking
MacArthur
this?
Park, and that's known for drug dealing. I don't know about these days. It was a heavy drug
Oh,
dealing
yeah.
park a long time ago, and I think it borders. What does it border Fig on one side, maybe, or I don't know. It says It was sketchy, and they had like no, it was a drug park at one time.
Yeah, it can get pretty sketchy.
Yeah, still okay.
Yeah.
MacArthur Park. Is that the one on 7th? I mean,
Oh, it's on Wilshire.
Wilshire. Okay.
Wilshire Boulevard.
Long ago, across from MacArthur Park was a Luke. You weren't in L.A. There was a club called Scream.
Mm.
It was like it was a venue. Like bands would play there and stuff like that,
Mm.
and it was kind of well known. But anyway, yeah, that was right across from MacArthur Park as well.
Mm.
It's a storied drug park.
I'm trying. I want to look it up. Cement building, you said?
American Cement Building.
Americans.
Yep.
Yeah.
Eric M says you can get a fake ID there back in the day. I think we did that for Giant Robot, if I'm not mistaken. There was an article in Giant Robot magazine, and it was getting a story about getting a fake ID on, maybe it's Figueroa across from MacArthur Park. So
Mm.
you can get fake IDs there. Yeah, there was an article. I mean, that's not a big deal, but you can get them done.
You
Mhm.
told
I know about
people how
now.
to get a fake ID in your magazine.
I mean, I think it was well known that you can get one done there. Like I bet you still can get one there. And yeah, we just went and got one. That's all. Not a big deal, but it was scary to people who don't live in LA, I guess. It's like, ooh, there's a place you can get it on the street, you know?
That's a
Yeah.
cool looking building.
It is a really
Yeah.
cool building. I think they filmed part of Kill Bill in there.
Wow.
Is there do you share the space with other tattoo artists?
Yeah, it's kind of like a co-op space, so I
Mm.
share the space with other artists. We'll come and go whenever we have appointments. There's like no set days, so
Mm.
Hmm. Wow, that's yeah, I can't even imagine. Like, it just seems so nerve-wracking to me because like this person's going to like live with this thing. Like
That's why I don't have any, I think. I can't. That's like a decision that's too hard to make. And maybe it's like overthinking it, right? Some people don't overthink it. They just get the tattoo and not worry. But for me, it's like a worry. It's like, oh my God, it's going to be on there for the rest of my life, right?
Yes.
But then
Yes. Same.
Yeah.
that's sort
I've
of why
had-
I probably can't, you know?
on several occasions, I've had people like hand me a Sharpie and want me to draw on their skin, and their plan is to go and take the drawing that I did on their skin to a fucking tattoo artist, and I refuse. I will tell them outright, like, no, no, like I'm in the middle of a social situation. I can't really like concentrate. I can't really like think about like what I'm going to like draw on them. I would want to like a little time to be able to kind of like flesh out an idea or flesh out the proportions and everything. I had a friend who like got a tattoo on their freaking like chest over their heart of my bear that he asked me to draw, and I was just like, and I saw the tattoo and I was like, oh, you're fucking kidding me.
Wow.
You didn't know he was gonna get it tattooed?
Yeah, like I think he told me late afterwards, and I think I just was at a point where I just didn't care. I was like, okay, man, whatever, dude. And then I see him like, later, and I see it, and I'm just like, yeah, I wish I did that better.
I've seen Giant Robot tattoos on people where I've looked at it and I thought, oh, I don't really like that, like the way it looked.
Oh no.
And it's not it was just somebody got it tattooed, and I was thinking, gosh, like.
You're talking about me?
No, yours is different. You've turned it into some horror thing. I've seen really plain versions where it just looks simple, and I'm like, oh, it doesn't look so good like that.
I see it.
Serious. They're just not exciting to me. That's all. But then they like it. Like, you know what I mean? The person who got it likes it, and there's no apologies there from them. So whatever, it's all good. But I was looking at it going, gosh, just if I got that on me, I wouldn't be happy. But
I have a collection of tattoos, like folders of like tattoos people have sent me pictures of, and I'm just like, wow, okay. Some of them are great, some of them are amazing, and some of them, people take certain liberties. and it's like, okay, well,
Oh, they'll
know,
change
you're,
it. Yeah.
yeah, and that's fine, like, but it's like, wow, like, okay, if you're happy, I'm happy for you. But yeah, like I'm not going to like, you know, write my name on there so they could take it to a tattoo artist and have them fucking tattoo my name over it
People
or some shit
definitely
like
do that. Get autographs
Mhm.
tattooed. Yeah.
Wow. So I think one person came in who's a fan, James Jean fan type of thing, but she got Lauren Tsai to draw something on her in Japan, and she got it tattooed. And then
Whoa.
she in LA, she came to GR2, and I was like, oh yeah, James stops by here, and she was like, oh my god, wow, type of thing. And on this trip she took, she came by twice or three times, hoping she would just get lucky, run into James Jean. And on one of the visits, I was like, oh, James was just in here and he's down the street. And she was like, really? And she looked outside and he's like all the way down the block. And she was like, I was like, you should go if you really want to. Just go run. He's on the block. He's way down there. He's about to turn the corner and leave. And so she did. And then he signed something on her, and she got that tattooed like the next day.
Wow.
What?
So you know what I mean? Like
That's crazy.
yeah. So when somebody draws something on her, maybe she just gets a tattoo. Not every time, but
Wow.
from her art heroes, I suppose. Yes.
Mm.
That's interesting, right? Just yeah. I didn't know that's what was her plan, but yeah, that's what she did.
Whoa, that's crazy. Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. People are more liberal with, like I'd be like, oh, I'd want it more thought out, but some don't. It doesn't matter. Each his own.
I don't even like getting my toys signed. Like, it just kind of seems like you're wrecking it. Like, it's like, no, I don't get signed. You can sign the header card if you feel like, that, it's going to make your day or some shit. But like,
oddly in like the world of sports trading cards, like baseball cards, for example, that used to be, or even comics, right? That was kind of a frowned upon. You give like a rare comic and you get the artist to sign the comic. That used to be like, oh, they're destroying it because now there's a pen mark on your pristine comic, right? Comic book. And I think that's kind of, maybe in the last decade, it's gone the opposite finally. Like now it's like, oh, it's signed, it's worth more now because like the artist signed it or the master artist signed it. Let's say Frank Miller, let's say it's, you know what I mean, just one of the greats, or a baseball player who's now passed away signed that baseball card by hand. That used to be like a no-no, like you ruin the baseball card. Now it's totally like a new, I would say newer collectible. It used to be like a bad thing. Evidently, like even getting a comic graded with an autograph on it meant like it was kind of like defaced, but now it's graded with the autograph in mind, and now that's actually authenticated. So, yeah. So I guess the tattoo autograph I guess that kind of counts as a tattoo.
Probably has something to do with the fact that, like, back
it's
in
an
the
autograph
day,
tattoo.
like if you look at like old comics, right? Like, when they were first produced, they never were produced with the idea of being a collectible. They were produced as something that to entertain. And then
reading
you have
material.
right, and then you have people like kind of like a very small percentage of that production run survives, to this point where like they have become collectible.
Very little.
Now, like with that and with collecting, people knowing that some things are going to be worth a lot of money, and in the future, a lot more like comics are being stored and cared for and graded and everything like that. So in order to be able to separate your item from like the mass of like preserved production pieces, having something signed and whatever, it kind of helps it stand out from the rest. I'm guessing.
I'm gonna guess yes, but then it's funny because there's like, sorry, we're getting geeky here about stuff, but we do this too.
Because
Sorry,
the
guys,
words
but,
that said San Diego Comic-Con, Eric.
yeah,
He,
but
part
Eric
of it is was given an award at San Diego Comic-Con. Do you have it like around you?
I do.
So you can show it off.
I do. In case you asked.
Oh my god,
Yes.
you do.
Yes. Yeah, that thing's heavy. That
It
is
is
his
heavy.
ticket into
and
San
all I know
Diego
is
Comic-Con
I
for the
can
rest
I
of his
can
life.
I could kill you with these two spikes or whatever they are. Yeah, no, it's me and what is it called? Family, right?
Whatever that
Immediate.
means.
It says immediate family, but yeah, me and immediate family. I can go to Comic Con or WonderCon.
Mm.
You just have to show up with that around your neck.
No, I got the gold card. There's a gold card. Yeah.
Oh, it came with a gold card.
Yes,
did.
I have a gold card. It's like a gold credit card looking thing, and yeah, that is the pass.
Mm.
Wow.
Do you think
You
you
were
could make
saying
fake,
that the other
fake
another
gold
person
credit
who
cards?
received it was also Keanu Reeves.
Yes,
Yeah, Keanu.
yeah, he got
He-
one too.
Wow.
He copied. You just can't get away from that guy. You know, it's like he's like Eric got one. He goes, "Fuck, I want one," and then he got one.
Man, you're
Bastard.
big. I know it.
That bastard. That bastard.
Yeah.
Wow.
I was like,
Oh,
oh
correct.
man,
Eric, you know,
stole my thunder. You know.
Mm. it's, all I know that all your life you had been dreaming of that trophy.
You know, I
And-
never heard of it until I got it. So. Actually, yeah,
you don't need to play
yeah.
the humble game, Eric.
Nope.
It's okay. Like just
So,
revel
Luke,
in the celebrations.
You could be my twin brother, right? When we go to Comic Con or WonderCon, I'm gonna go. This is my twin
Such
brother,
twins.
Luke. Right, right. You're gonna and Kelly. You're gonna be my sister,
I mean,
right?
yeah,
I
it can be your
I have a
dad.
sister. What's that? My dad? Oh, Uncle Yusei, right here. Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
No need to have a booth anymore. Forget San Diego Comic Con. Now you can just go.
I wish it would be nice if they gave us or gave me a free booth instead. That's dreaming. That would be too much. I'd be like, okay, thanks.
You don't get a
but
free.
yeah.
You don't. I mean, you don't. First of all, you don't get booths. You get islands. That he has a. I don't know whether or not you guys have ever seen the giant robot booth at San Diego Comic Con. It's a freaking island. He hasn't like you can walk all the way around it. Like there's paths all the way around like all four sides of it. Like
Oh,
Wow.
full exploration. It's not a freaking 10 foot by 10 foot.
Wow.
It is. How big is it? How big is that thing?
20 by 10.
20 by
Yeah.
10. Wow.
Back to
Wow.
back booths. And you know who's
There's
on the
not a lot
freaking
of
other
those.
side of that? Tarada. Tarada's on the other
Tatsuya
side.
Tarada's on the backside. Yeah.
Wait, so
Okay,
you have
hanging
two
out.
Two booths? Okay.
It's an island, but there's not very many of that shape, like a 2-booth island. Usually it's a 4-booth island or a 6-booth.
Mm,
But mine's a 2-booth island. That's kind of rare. But
wow.
that's
Yeah,
what
they've been
happens
trying
when
to
you.
get rid of that thing forever now, but like now it's cemented into the floor plan of giant
Yeah.
of Comic Con.
No,
for
it's
Jack-
basically it's ours. It's every year. I have the same one. Thankful.
Wow.
Oh well.
Yeah, there it is.
Oh,
Eric
well.
Nakamura,
Mm,
the man who brought Asian, Asian American counterculture,
yeah.
to the forefront. Had a
No.
successful whatchamacallit? What was that thing called that we did?
A panel,
Yeah, we had a successful panel.
a signing.
Had a successful signing. Like
Okay.
had me there for an hour and a half.
Yeah.
I thought I'd be done. I thought I was gonna be there for 15 minutes and then I was going burn out and freaking see what else was going on. But nope. Sitting there, shoulder to shoulder with Martin,
Yep. Signing
Nice.
books. Yeah.
signing
we did
books.
it.
Is the book available now to
No,
people?
August 22nd. Sorry, August 22nd. No, sorry, October 22nd.
October 22nd.
As the
Are you gonna have
official date.
a little special release party and a special art show to that features all the friends of Giant Robot? I
Wow.
haven't gotten that invitation yet. You better start sending that out now.
It's
If
in
you want people
October,
to.
man. It's in
Yeah, I know.
October. We got time. No, everybody's suffering
We
right
got
now.
time.
Everyone's
got
suffering.
time.
You have
It's
time.
freaking
Everyone's suffering.
It's the beginning
what
of
else-
August.
So what else are you gonna do? Make art that's not gonna sell? So what are you talking about? Of course you're gonna. You're, of course you have time.
Oh, you know what? I could easily pull. I don't know, Eric. It's like, if you told me, like, 2 months before the show, I would do it. But like, you know, here I am on like, September 15th. Not enough time, bro. Come on, man.
September
People are
15th.
busy.
Oh yeah, okay. I'll tell you tomorrow, or I'll send out invites tomorrow. Fine, invites tomorrow.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah,
I
I don't
you
know what I'm
say,
doing yet.
Kelly, expect your invitations.
Yeah, expect an invitation, both of you, all three of you. Yeah, I don't know what to do, but I guess maybe we'll figure it out.
You gotta have something to freaking compliment.
No,
The
there's an exhibition spot right for the book time. There is an exhibition spot, but I just didn't know what to do. I've been overthinking it.
Friends of Giant Robot.
I guess simple as that, then that's easy. But I was trying to think of a way to make it look like you walk in and it looks like a magazine store or something, like a magazine rack all on the walls and everything looks like magazines, but they're not magazines. They're art pieces, and I'm just like, but then they're just gonna look like magazines, and no one knows what a magazine is. So it's
Well,
like walking into an alien ship. So people are gonna be
You
like,
could
what are these?
take apart a whole bunch of the magazines. The magazines are all a set size, right?
What's that?
The magazines are all a set size, right? Or
Yep,
did they
yes.
fluctuate
No, they're
size?
pretty close. Pretty close. Yeah, close to 8.5 by 11.
And everyone's work is 8.5 by 11, and then
Yeah.
freaking like post up pages of the magazine, and like and checkered in there is like people's original art.
Okay.
That's dumb, but I mean, like, I just want to. I don't know.
Good idea. It's an idea. It's an idea. I'll take it.
It's
Luke-
better
Luke-
than this 5
I-
by 7 show.
I bet you if
thing.
you thought hard about this more, we will come up with even a better idea. That was just a raw dog quickie. But imagine imagine a
Like,
slow.
bam! How do you like me now?
Imagine a slowly thought out idea. But okay, it's all good.
Okay, there we go.
Kelly's just like, yeah, I didn't hear that.
I didn't.
Yusei's like, I don't know.
I
don't
wish
even
I
know what that
could
meant.
unhear it.
Wow, Kelly, I didn't know you were such a prude.
I'm not a prude. Sorry, I don't have 10-year-old boy humor.
Oh, well, we do.
We,
We do.
you said we?
Yeah, we do. Yeah, we still do. There's still booger jokes, poo jokes, pee jokes. Those never
Yes.
end.
Those are forever, Kelly.
Yeah.
Soon you're gonna
Yeah.
realize that, like, 10-year-old boy humor, it's eternal.
Humor.
Yeah.
Oddly, in the magazine days, the 10-year-old boy humor, or whatever you want to call it, like that, was kind of what like we would try to write articles that were like thought provoking and maybe deep, maybe had all of our heart into it. And then you would just write like a 1-sentence fart joke, and people would be like, "Oh, that part was so funny, that fart joke." And I'd be like, "Did you read the article though? I swear, like I put everything into this." And like, then the little jokey fart joke, it's a caption of a photo, becomes
It's
like
the contrast, Eric.
Yeah.
It's the contrast. It's the levity between this like emotional, like freaking hardcore, like piece of journalism, and all you do, you just feel the weight of it on the page, and then suddenly, fart joke, and it's just like,
Yeah.
oh, thank God.
And then they would come up to you and goes, "Oh my God, that was the funniest part of the whole magazine." It's this little fart joke, and I'm like, "Oh, that's like
No.
that wasn't even supposed to be that funny." But it's the 10-year-old boy thing, the 10-year-old kid humor, And we're always like, "Oh, come on, really? All
Yeah.
that work, and then that's the thing that makes everybody happy." Oh,
It's the contrast, man. It's the contrast.
it
It's the
takes-
fact that, like, you could open up a random page and suddenly, like, go from, like, philosophical, examinations of Asian American culture, and then, like, Japanese prostitutes. And then like you open up another page and it's freaking like how did you make Asian American prison spread? So spread, by the way, is a concoction that people who are in prison make, usually with a whatchamacallit, an instant ramen noodle base. And then
Oddly, you would know this stuff because
I've been in county. I do know this stuff, unfortunately.
Oh.
Anyways, all right, guys, we've been on for quite a while now. We've dived all over the place.
Yeah, but before we leave, tell us what you're working on. You say you first.
I'm working on?
Yes.
What I'm working on right now?
No, not right now, like you're on a podcast, but
Yeah, right.
when you go home to Japan, what are you gonna do?
What am I gonna do? Try to make something big. Like maybe,
Okay.
I mean, size wise, I mean, maybe like, I don't know, 40 inches by 40 inches again. I don't know. I want to make something really big and new. So,
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
go big.
Awesome.
yeah. I don't know how it goes, but want to try.
That'll be great. Kelly, what are you working on?
Eric's 5x7 show.
Actually, yeah, yes.
I'll be working on something
Yes.
small.
Yes.
Of course, yes. After that, yes.
I've got 5x7s.
Yes.
Right
It's gonna be
there.
good. But this part of it, like it's really easy just to do a show that's 5x7 size.
Mm.
But my intention is to make a zine with it, so therefore that's why 5x7 makes sense. It's not just 5x7 for 5x7's sake. It is because it is a size I can make a zine with.
You can make a postcard book with it.
Sure can.
Oh.
This is next level thinking, Luke. This is the next level. Anybody out there can just make a 5x7 show, but can you make something more with it?
Oh, you have
I
to make
can.
something with it.
I can.
So it's gonna be like
Yeah.
something. It's gonna be like
Maybe.
Rakugaki show, right? Style.
No, this is 5x7.
Yeah, I know,
This
but
is,
like
this is a whole different thing.
style of the show.
Not really.
No,
No, this is all the same size.
right.
Rakugaki's like fucking anybody's piece of paper anywhere.
I mean, it doesn't have to be like.
You're gonna be so disappointed, Eric. I've
Yeah.
seen like set size shows like for
I've
years
done a lot. I've done a lot.
And
It's
then-
called Post-it Show.
Mm.
Yeah, and you
I
know
think,
what?
I think I own that category, by the way.
Yes, you do. I
I know.
consider that you do. But like
set size shows
12 by
are
12 shows. I've seen so many 12 by 12 shows where it's just like people just like,
nope.
like
8x8,
yeah.
bro.
Ipai.
and 5x7. There's some assholes gonna fucking show up with a 16-inch by 20-inch fucking frame around their 5x7 piece. It's fucking annoying. And you know what?
Okay.
Into the fucking corner of shame, right, Eric? There's a corner of shame at the Post-it Note show. It's right there next to the fridge, next to the register. It's pure people who fuck up and can't follow instructions. There's a lot of them. There's usually I'm that one.
It's called the wall
Eric
of
doesn't
shame.
tell people this, but I'm the one who's just letting
No,
it
it's
out.
called we used to have a note. We used to put a note on there. It said "Wall of Shame."
For the post-it notes for people who didn't listen.
Oh no, it was called the rule. No, it was called actually not Wall of Shame. That's Luke's name. It was called. We just called it Rule Breakers. The Rule Breakers, and it was a whole section just for the ones who didn't follow the rules.
They got like Post-it notes that were too large. They got or they didn't do it on They obviously didn't do it on Post-it notes.
Some are pieces of paper. They just cut it down. I'm like, this isn't even a Post-it note. It's just a piece of paper. So.
I mean, you can fake it. It's easy to fake. With enough double stick tape, you can fucking get away with a fake Post-it note. But like, if you're gonna do it on material that's like canvas or some like fabric, and it's obviously not a Post-it note. Oh, not a Post-it note. Anyways, sorry, Eric. I didn't mean to out you like that, but
No,
I think people need to know.
Public. It's out there. It's public. I love it. Transparency. I'm okay with it.
Yep.
Not hiding a thing.
No one looks in that wall either. No one gives a fuck about that wall. It's my.
Yeah, it's kind of that's why it's there.
Anyways, so I think that's it.
Right on, everybody. Thanks so much for joining.
Thank
Sorry,
you for having us.
Yeah, no, thanks so much. And everybody check out Adrift at GR2, or you can see it online
Yeah.
at giantrobot.com. Are you bowing, Yusei?
Huh? No,
Were you bowing?
no, I'm bowing. I'm just saying thank you.
I wasn't sure if you were just stretching your neck. Like
No.
you're
No. I'm just showing my.
No, you were just like, hi.
It's a great show, guys.
thanks so
you know,
much.
haven't had a chance to see it in person. Come out and check it out. It's a great show.
Thank you, Luke.
So,
Yeah, a lot of skills there, and really interesting to me. So it's fun.
Yeah.
mhm.
Thanks
Yeah.
so much.
Let's do it again.
Oh,
Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll do it
all
again.
right, guys. Have a good
Thanks so
night.
much.
Thank
Still
you,
working.
guys.
We're
Night.
still working on our sign out. So one
No,
of
we don't
these.
have one.
I think the sign out should be me saying we're working on our sign out
Mm.
Okay.
or something like that.
Okay. We're working on our sign out.
All right.
All right.
It'll happen eventually.